Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, my name is Shurina. I'm a certified nutritionist, health nutrition productivity coach. I help people to use nutrition as a science, as a tool to help you be the best of you and deliver the best work possible into this world. Why nutrition? Because guys, what we put on our plate, that's what we're built of. And the quality matters. And what all the micros and macros are in our foods and in what combinations. And when we take them, all of that actually matters. And it changes how you are in this world and what kind of legacy and impact you live in this world and how productive you are and how amazing you feel. And there are so many compounds in our foods and compounds that we yet to learn about. Many foods, especially plant foods, but also a lot of animal foods, because animals consume plants and absorb that nutrition that plants have to offer, right? They have thousands and thousands of compounds. And to give you a comparison, you take a multivitamin and it has, very advanced multivitamin would have maybe like 60, 70, maybe even 100 compounds, right? Dark chocolate, for example, might have, let me see, 3,500 something compounds, and we're still counting. So compare 3,500 to 100 in the most advanced multivitamin. Usually you just take, in your supplements, one or a couple of things. And that's the thing about whole foods. They contain thousands of compounds compared to, again, single digits in any supplement. And dark chocolate, guys, let's get back to dark chocolate. Today is Tuesday, and let's talk about something that is delicious, even though not all of you might be fans of dark chocolate yet. With this knowledge that I'm about to share, you might just become the biggest fan of dark chocolate just as I am. So dark chocolate, it doesn't just help you to enjoy your life more every day and all of your meals. It actually helps you to improve your metabolism, to maintain your ideal body weight easier. It can boost your mood, and it can uplift your mood. It can increase your dopamine, and with that, your drive and motivation. It increases at certain conditions your gut microbiome diversity, and we know how that important for a long-term health, for your absorption of nutrients. All kinds of aspects of health depend on our gut health, right? And then dark chocolate, the compounds in dark chocolate, they increase blood flow to all of our organs and tissues, but also to the brain. Because there are so many freaking antioxidants in dark chocolate, they protect our fragile brain and neurons and brain cells from all the damage that is happening on ongoing basis in our brain, because brain is one, if not the most active tissue in our body. There is so much electricity happening, and potential damage might be happening every single second. And to what degree we have that damage, dark chocolate help with that, specifically compounds that we call polyphenols, or sometimes we just call them antioxidants. There are different names. Did you know, guys, that there has been a list of foods, 100 foods and food compounds by Nature magazine, one of the most prestigious magazines out there for studies around nutrition and health, one of the most prestigious publications and most reliable ones. So they published a list that I'm gonna actually link in the show notes of foods and spices and other food stuff. So the list of 100 foods that has the highest scores of antioxidants, the amount per serving. So the amount per 100 grams or 100 milliliters, right? So all of the foods, all of the compounds, the same amount was taken, and it was calculated, it was measured how much of antioxidants, how many of antioxidants and different, plant-based compounds these foods have. And so cocoa powder is in the 4th place. Among 100 is in the 4th. Other 3 are cloves, peppermint, that, by the way, I'm such a huge fan of peppermint tea. I drink it every day. And when I saw this list, I'm like, I just know my stuff, even when I don't have this table in front of me. Anyhow, so then we have third, star anise or anise, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's seasonings. And then we have cocoa powder. So cocoa powder, basically just the cacao, 100%, right? And it's the dried stuff that you might use to, add to desserts or to your avocado mousse or to your smoothie. Probably like spinach and blueberry dark cacao smoothie would be like the best kind of combination for cocoa powder for all the benefits, right? And then what else? We have dark chocolate. I'm not sure about the cacao solid, so the exact percentage, but dark chocolate usually is no less than 70%, right? And that is in 8th place. So every day I personally been consuming for years now 30 grams, so 1 ounce of 100% dark chocolate. So it's a chocolate bar and all it has is cacao solids and just basically cacao being made into a bar kind of thing. And then also in my yogurt, I add 1 big tablespoon of cacao powder. So I consume a ton of cacao powders. Well, not a ton, in moderation, but still regularly and daily. So what do you want to remember for right now? Cacao products, dark chocolate, the most, well, not the most, but close to the most amount of antioxidants and polyphenols, those things that people drink red wine for. But red wine is actually not as high. I can't even find it in the first 10 for sure. So maybe somewhere down below. So dark chocolate, really high in antioxidants and polyphenols. And let me show you a little bit more data about why it might be important. Number one, a recent study has been shown that dark chocolate, specifically this one was done with 70% dark chocolate. So 18 young women around the age of 21, they were athletic and lean. They consumed for 30 days 100 calories worth of dark chocolate. 9 of them, so of those 18, consumed that dark chocolate. The other 9 consumed some fake chocolate or white chocolate. And so they measured their metabolic rate, so basically how many calories they burn per day. They measured that before and after 30 days. And so the difference in their metabolic rate of those 9 women was 140 calories that when it comes to basal metabolic rate is about 10%, right? So almost 10%. The other women who consumed fake chocolate did not show such a difference, even though their metabolism also increased, but by a little bit, not by 10%. And so women who consumed dark chocolate for 30 days, 100 calories worth of that chocolate, 70% dark chocolate, their metabolic rate increased by, on average, 140 calories per day. Of course, they ate the chocolate, so they still spend those 100 calories on that chocolate. So in total, they burn 40 calories more by not adding exercise or anything else, just by consuming dark chocolate. I think it's still pretty awesome. You're going to burn more calories just by consuming dark chocolate. And guys, it was done with 70% chocolate. I'm talking about, 100% chocolate that I eat, and then cacao powder that is basically all chocolate. There is nothing sweet, no sugar, no nothing. So the effect is probably going to be more pronounced. I find it remarkable that, some food has some compounds that change your metabolic rate. And that's why I'm also a fan of different plant-based antioxidant-rich foods and food compounds, because the effect they make on our body, it's profound. We just don't know a lot of mechanisms, how exactly it works, all of it, and how exactly separate different foods work. Dark chocolate is just the most popular one. Everyone loves doing dark chocolate studies because probably it's easier to find volunteers. I'm not sure, but I would imagine. And also, dark chocolate study, everyone wants to Here, more good news about chocolate, but specifically dark chocolate. So that study with 10% increase in metabolism in daily calories burned. That study was done with 70% chocolate. Now we have 85% chocolate, and this study is published in PubMed. So consumption of 85% cacao dark chocolate improves mood in association with gut microbial changes in healthy adults, and that was a randomized controlled trial. So basically the best of the best studies. And they too commented the volunteers need to find that, but volunteers one part of volunteers ate 70% cacao chocolate, and then the other part ate 85% cacao chocolate. They ate it for 3 weeks. It was 30 grams, 1 ounce. And so the mood, positive and negative, they measured positive and negative moods in those volunteers using some scale. Like, I'm not familiar with that one, but we don't need the details. But basically, people who consumed 85% chocolate, they saw significant improvement compared to people who consumed 70% cacao chocolate that did not see the same effect. And also, people who consumed 85% chocolate, they saw the improvement in microbial diversity that was significantly higher than in people who ate 70% chocolate. So when it comes to chocolate, guys, like this study just confirms that, it works. Chocolate works on many different aspects of our biology, but one of those aspects, and that's a very powerful aspect, is gut microbiome. So it improves our gut microbial diversity. So if you are working on your gut health, then 85% and higher dark chocolate might be the thing for you, especially if you love dark chocolate like I do. I eat, again, 30 grams, 1 ounce, 100% chocolate, plus a heaping tablespoon of cacao powder in my plain yogurt that has other stuff in it. And now, other benefits of dark chocolate. Dark chocolate has been proven by studies to improve blood flow by what dark chocolate compounds in dark chocolate do. They stimulate certain cells in our blood vessels that help them to produce this compound nitric oxide that basically helps our blood vessels to relax, that reduces blood pressure and helps to improve blood flow. And also it's been shown that blood flow is increased in our brain, and that of course delivers oxygen, that of course delivers nutrients. It helps our brain to work better. And then there are also been studies done, there is data about how eating dark chocolate improves dopamine. That's the molecule that helps us to get after things, to have drive and motivation and persevere and have grit to stick with hard things. So dark chocolate also helps with that. What else do I want to tell you about dark chocolate? Again, I think everyone should be eating it. Did you know that, it's Switzerland, it's a small country, but they do win they do have a lot of Nobel laureates, and per capita, or basically per amount of people that live in Switzerland, they have the most Nobel laureates. Now by the amount, they don't have the most, because obviously there are much less people in Switzerland than, let's say, in US or other bigger countries. But if we take the amount of people living in Switzerland and the amount of Nobel laureates that are there, then Switzerland is either the top one or among a couple of top ones. And what's interesting about Switzerland, they eat the most chocolate per person. They love chocolate there. Like, I lived in Switzerland for quite some time, and chocolate is literally everywhere. Chocolate and cheese, so if you heard that about Switzerland, it is true. But let's get back to dark chocolate. It has caffeine, so I would definitely like you to consume it in the first part of the day, probably by 4 p.m. for most people. You should finish your dark chocolate in all of the products, cacao, dark cacao, what is it? Dark chocolate, hot chocolate. any sorts of products and foods with dark chocolate in them, especially in bigger amounts. Yes, stop them early in the day. Plus, you need your productivity and drive your motivation earlier in the day, usually, not at night, right? So chocolate. That's what I wanted to tell you about chocolate. And I can highly recommend you to add it to your eating routine. I do recommend dark chocolate for a lot of my clients, professional athletes, and also people who are interested in maximizing brain productivity, self-employed people, entrepreneurs, businesses of one who are just beginning to build or scale their business. They want their brain to be on fire, but also they want to invest into the longevity of the brain, and antioxidants help to keep your brain healthy for many years ahead, right? They improve blood circulation and minimizing the damage that is done by different oxidative compounds and free radicals, etc. So dark chocolate, I would highly recommend to look into 85% and higher, especially if you're working on your gut health and wouldn't mind a good mood boost every day. So 85% and higher, eat it early. I recommend to stick with 30 grams. If you want to eat more, you can eat more. Just remember that it's quite high in calories, and no matter, although like these studies, that says that the calorie burn, the metabolism increased, you never know. Maybe if you eat dark chocolate, maybe you won't put on weight, but still calories do matter. There are no magic foods. There are no free foods, right? So be mindful about that. Be mindful that dark chocolate is also high fat food. So if you are watching your fat consumption for one reason or the other, be mindful about that. Even though the fats in dark chocolate are amazing for you, might even improve your heart health, besides the brain health and blood circulation and gut microbial diversity and all the drive and motivation through dopamine, right? So anyhow, dark chocolate, 30 grams or 1 ounce a day, 85% and higher. Add cacao powder to your smoothies or your yogurt and reap all the amazing benefits. Who knows? You might even win a Nobel Prize one day when you eat chocolate every single day, like Swiss people do, right? And like Angela does also. I'm a huge fan of dark chocolate. That's it for today, guys. If you have any questions about dark chocolate, please do send them via form that is linked in the show notes. If you need to look at any of the studies that I mentioned, please also send me a message somewhere on the web or using the form link in the show notes. Also, in the show notes, you'll find a link to the table of foods with the most antioxidants per 100 grams or the 3 ounces. If you are interested in adding other foods with a lot of polyphenols and antioxidants and compounds. So the link is also in the show notes. And that's it for today, guys. Have an awesome Tuesday. Keep building your meaningful life. Keep feeling and doing better. And don't forget to come back here to learn how you can use what's on your plate to help you do better and be better. Until next time, as usual, guys, eat better chocolate.